The quest for the Penda Points Series championship is now an issue to be settled between Andy Brass and Dan Runte. A lonely three-race affair where not even teammates can be allies. A toe-to-toe confrontation pitting two drivers with virtually the same equipment. The best man in the cockpit will determine the outcome in a race where both are sure to hear footsteps. This is Trucks and Tractor Power, featuring the best in MTRA monster truck racing. Today, it's the Monster Truck Thunder Drag from the Canfield Fairgrounds in Canfield, Ohio. This is race number 11 of the Penda Points Series. All season long, Andy Brass has been leading in points, but right now he finds himself playing catch-up to his teammate Dan Runte. Hi, everybody, I'm Gary Lee, and welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville Network. You know, I have to wonder, does this represent a changing of the guard within the Bigfoot monster truck racing team? Well, Armstrong, who does have the biggest feet?
Gary, in answer to your question, it's simple. Dan Runte has the biggest feet in Canfield. Through the qualifying session today, he had quick qualifying time. He's already taken 2 wins out of Canfield, so literally everybody was kind of spooked by him. Well, that's not the case with the other Bigfoot truck, Andy Brass, who lost his national points lead to Runte here at Canfield. He and his crew have kind of regrouped, reset their train of thought, and come back and go quicker than the Bigfoot Power Wheels with their Bigfoot Cruiser in that first round of elimination. What I'm trying to tell you, I don't know which one of these trucks could hold on and win this thing today if it's at all possible. Right now, in this sport, both of these trucks are capable of kicking their competitors through the field goal finish line. Back to you, Gary.
Well, Army, let's take a look now at the current standings once again after 10 events. Dan Runte with the lead over Brass, then Colt Cobra, Fred Schaefer, and Dan Patrick. Here's a look now at the top 5 qualifiers today. Runte quick at a 5:02, then his teammate Andy Brass a 5:11, then Patrick, Gary Porter, and Colt Cobra. Now here is action from round 1. In fact, Andy Brass turned in the quickest run of 4:96. That ties him with Dan Runte for the fastest time ever in this type of competition as he took out Fred Schaefer in round 1. Now, also in round 1, Paul Schaefer, near lane, respectable 5:15 ET. Spent a ton of money to get that low. However, it still wasn't good enough for the Ford. The Ford takes him at a 5:05. Dan Runte continues on.
Okay, Runte and these guys seem to be leapfrogging everybody. A 5:15 is an awesome run, but Runte and the Bigfoot boys, they went a 10th quicker. Everybody catches them, then they jump out. For an example, Mark Hall goes up against Colt Cobra. Hall in a Chevrolet, Cobra in a Ford. Same scenario. This guy goes a low 5-second run, a 5:11 to be exact. Hall makes a good run. Nothing to be ashamed of. But the Ford camp have found something that keeps him about a 10th in front of everybody else.
Now watch what happened to Ray Porkowski in the near lane after he gets taken out by Dan Patrick. And he was very lucky right here to hang on. He puts the power back in and keeps it upright.
Yeah, he was awfully close to high side. And Gary Porter comes out, the big hope for the Chevrolet camp out of North Carolina. Lays down a good run, but the big question is, can he get into the next round and run into low 5s with the Fords?
He will have to go better than the 5:23 to make some noise in round 2. Welcome back to Canfield, Ohio. We are ready for round 2 competition from the Canfield Fairgrounds, the Monster Truck Thunder Drags. And here's a look now at your pairings. It'll be the Monster Patrol and the Power Wheels Bigfoot Snakebite against Samson, and the Chevy Carolina Crusher against the Ford Bigfoot Cruiser. Let's go trackside now and check in with Army Armstrong.
Gary, what we're looking at are the final set of cars in the left lane at Canfield, Ohio. Now, this weekend, there have been 4 races run chasing this Penda National Points Championship. In this lane, not one vehicle has touched the last car. Every race, over 100 of them, have literally flown past this spot. And this spot's the finish line. Back to you, Gary.
Well, as we get ready now for round 2 competition, we look under the vehicle, which is Paul Schaefer in the Monster Patrol. Now, unfortunately, Paul does not have lane choice in this event, and he'll be in the right lane, the lane nearest the camera.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to bother Paul. He and his crew have been working hard all year long trying to get dialed in. They're getting closer and closer. The horsepower is there. The horsepower for the Portage, Indiana Auto Salvage businessman is an Arius engine. No problem with horsepower. He just got to get the chassis squared away. Speaking of horsepower, the Power Wheels team, they've hooked up with Alan Root to make buku horsepower for those Ford engines. It's a supercharged version of the 460 cubic inch engine, Gary.
Well, Dan Runte certainly has the package going his way. The package meaning horsepower, the suspension works. He's tough to beat.
Well, plus he's got a cool driver suit and a no-fear decal on his helmet.
Well, yeah, but he has to put the pedal down and have it all hooked up, though, when he goes racing. And so far, this has been his season.
Still got a cool driver suit.
Well, he does that.
We're both kind of jealous of his driver suit. Chevrolet versus Ford. Let's see what's going to happen. Schaefer, near lane Chevrolet, nothing to lose. He's experimenting, trying to get the horsepower to the ground. We know the Ford can do it. They leave together. Gary, you take the call.
That's going to be Ford at the far side. Bigfoot Power Wheels of Dan Runte. So he will advance. Dan had a time of 5:04. There's the time for Runte in the Power Wheels Bigfoot. He will advance and maybe pad his points cushion just a bit of 5:17. Respectable run for Paul Schaefer.
There's your 10th I was talking about. The Ford's leapfrog. You catch them, they'll jump out of 10th on you. You catch them, they'll jump out again. Let's see what's going to happen. Runte at the finish line, a little bit lollygaggle landing there, but it works.
Lollygagging, there's a word for your vocabulary. Let's go back trackside, Army.
What's causing the truck to yaw like that on the other end? That last jump is throwing you completely sideways, it looks like to me.
Army, it's pretty much the way we got Trailmaster shocks valve. The truck's setting down in between the cars. That's what we're looking for. We're really not looking for the finish line. As long as the truck's landed and we can control it, that's after the fact. And that really doesn't make a big difference. Like I said, if the truck sits down in between the two sets of cars and hooks up the whole distance, that's what makes your times faster.